Hey, what's up guys, my name is Eagle Vision and today I'm going to answer this very rare question that says should we use EQ and then compress, or should we use compress and EQ? So the answer is not actually something like do this or do that, but I have something to tell you which is really important. First, let's just listen to this project, because when you listen to this you will convince it with the quality of my music, and you will say, okay, the quality is good and maybe he's right about this. And then you get the answer by yourself, and I'm going to explain to you what's happening over my master chain, and you get the idea. So let's just listen to this, and I removed the vocal from this for some copyright shit reasons. So yeah, let's just listen to this. Alright, if you hear some clicky stuff over there, it's because of my onboard sound card, which I don't have external over here. By the way, on my master channel, let's get to the title. My master channel, in the very beginning, I have this iZotope Ozone 5, and then there's this utility to reduce the volume, and then saturation comes in for some saturation, and then the EQ Pro Q2 comes in again, and these two are bypassed. And there's a dynamic, and after that there's a dynamic, and after that there is this dynamic EQ and this EQ, which is my favorite, and then imager, and after that the maximizer. Alright, I guess you get the idea. It's not like should I use EQ compress or compress EQ. What I did over here was something like EQ saturate, EQ compress, and EQ dynamic, and after that EQ and imager and maximizer. So you can do EQ maximizer, EQ and EQ dynamic, or dynamic EQ, or compress, or whatever. As if you're not going to ruin your sound, in fact you're making it better, you're in the right way. No matter what you choose, what happens to a sound, you remove a frequency, you add a frequency, you boost the frequency. Okay, so let's just answer to this. What I do actually, I go, when I add a sample, a synth, I will go looking for those frequencies that I don't want. If I hear something that I don't want, which is kind of totally depends on your taste. You want to keep it real, you want to keep it solid, electronic, you want to keep it whatever. You use a piano and you make it with EQ something like it's totally acoustic, or you make it more like electronic EDM those dancey piano. It's up to you. Actually, what I do is I'm looking for those frequencies I don't want. If there is few, I'm gonna remove them. Mostly there are. After that, I'm gonna use a compressor. Sometimes I don't even EQ. Remember this. I don't even EQ. If it's unnecessary, I'm not gonna remove anything. If it sounds good, I'm not gonna do anything with it. After that, I'm going through some compression. After compression, you gain those frequency up again, so those tiny detail will comes up again, so you need to remove them again. Alright, so that's what I do. Mostly Airfat EQ won't let you to hear those detailed things, so I'm going to tell you, have a rest between your mixes and come back. Be careful about your frequency, what you're gonna remove, what you're gonna add. And now what I'm telling you is about the mixing, and for me there are two parts of mixing. mixing in action and mixing in the end. Mixing in action to me is kind of okay, I want to add this, then I'm going to EQ like this. Okay, this is mixing in action for me. After that, these things go through a bus which is over here. So everything happens for me over here, which is not this. Actually, for me, is this synth compression. Alright, now after that, I'm going through the whole thing, master and things again. And remember this: if I hear something that I don't want over my music and it sounds too harsh for me, I don't want that frequency, I'm not going to remove that on a bus. I'm going back to my mixes. I go back to my sounds, synths, and looking for that specific synth or sound or sample or whatever that make that harsh sound frequency or whatever. I'm gonna remove that over there. Okay, I'm not going through the bus to remove that whole frequency and say, oh my god, what happens. I'm not going through buses. Mostly I come back to my mixes, and this is very important. So it doesn't even matter if you use compress, EQ, compress, or whatever. It depends on you. If you're making your sound better, you're in the right way. You're not limited to a quantity of some hardware EQ or compression racks or things like that. You have VSTs, you can add them as much as you want, especially on EDM, but you need to be careful. For me, I'm not sure how I come up with this master chain. This project is kind of old to me, so I do my project, I do my mixes and masters like serious. Sometimes I remove something, sometimes I add something. I'm not sure about that. So anyway, I guess you get the idea. Okay, you need to be careful about your sound. That's it. Just making it better, no matter what. It depends on your taste. And I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. Anyway, I have a sound design series if you're interested, which is in my YouTube channel. You can go and check them out too. Maybe they help you on your music. And I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.